Hey everybody, Jose Gardner here with Long Range Tactics. Today I'm coming at you with an overview and some of the characteristics, my favorite features of the new Veracity PH from Burris Optics. Okay, so as I mentioned, today we're going to go over kind of the use, the implementation, some of my favorite features of the newly released Burris Veracity PH. Pretty cool little scope. Before we move any farther, if you like what we're doing, please hit that like and subscribe button, help us reach others, and keep up with what we're doing moving forward. All right, so back to the show. This is that new Veracity PH, so a lot of people are familiar with the Burris Veracity line of hunting scopes. It's usually kind of longer range. I think they had a 3x15 and a 4x20 and the like, kind of longer range precision hunting scope. This one is a really cool upgrade in the fact that it has built-in ballistics. This will not be a review. I think there's plenty of others out there online, but today we're going to implement the trigger cam to show you a little bit about the heads-up display. I think a lot of people get maybe don't know exactly what to expect, and it's hard to tell from pictures what a heads-up display looks like. But long story short, if I may show you here on this knob, you can see where you can get Bluetooth connection to your phone. Just like you have a ballistics app, Kestrel, GeoBallistics, etc. You go download the Burris app, you put all your rifle info and bullet info into the app, Bluetooth it to the scope. You can actually even send weather to the scope super fast, I mean in seconds, and the scope is ready to go. So I'll show y'all a little bit about how the heads-up display works here in a second. If we can throw up kind of a screen grab. So at the very top there is yards, as you can see the Y. So I have yards set up for it right now. You can set it to yards, I think you can set it to meters, or you can just set it to MOA, which is a cool feature. You ask yourself, well, if the scope is set up for ballistics, why would I need MOA? Well, frankly, right, if you have vision problems, if maybe the numbers up here are too small to read, it'll just throw up in the top of your heads-up display there what MOA you're dialed to, and you don't got to worry about it being the right gun or whatever. You run your hard dope, but you can actually see what you're dialed to better. So I really love that feature. It actually has an inclinometer, which I don't have set in here, but if you want it to account for high angle shooting. Off to the right, I have that set currently for myself as a 5 mile an hour wind. So basically at whatever yardage I'm dialed to, that's telling me my 5 mile an hour wind hold. I find that really easy because if it's 10, I double it, so on and so forth. So that's really convenient. And then also, as you can see on this gun, I do have these awesome Hawkins rings that have the built-in bubble level. But if you're not the kind that runs a ring that has the built-in bubble level, or if you're the kind that just doesn't want the bulk of an added bubble level ring, what you have there below the yardage is actually a level. So if it's leaning left, that mark is going to go left or right, vice versa. You want it right there in the middle. So enough about that. I've zeroed this gun this morning, and hopefully we're about to shoot, and I will show you through the trigger cam basically how that heads-up display works, and we're going to see if we can take this thing out to distance and just how effective it is within the realms of necessary precision for hunting. So a little bit about the gun: 19-inch 6.5 Creed, lightweight build. I use it for here in Alabama for whitetails. Not a hot rod round, not a bench rest rifle or anything. This is a true hunting capable rifle, and we're going to see how the scope works for it. So I want to give you a brief look at what the app looks like here. So this is the home screen. You're going to have a variety of resources there. You can see reticles, you can look up user manuals, etc. And then here's what your scope looks like. So you could have multiple optics saved in here if you've got multiple items. Here's the page where you can set anything from the level to where you would zero and upload the settings to the scope. But we're going to go over and see you can save a specific gun and then save multiple bullet settings within the gun. So I have both my loads set in there. Click one in. I can change my wind speed. I can change my weather here by the DA, so I can upload that the night before if I know tomorrow is going to be a certain altitude or weather. Then basically you go back over to your optic. You click it, you would hit upload settings. It drops all your ballistics in there if you were connected, and then also zero your elevation turret when you are zeroed, and now the scope knows where to be set at. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're gonna take this thing to distance. I have 200, 300, 400, 5, and 7. We're hopefully gonna take one shot each to hit them all. And you can kind of get an idea. Obviously, you know, people shoot past 800 or whatever for hunting, but in the realms what I find practical, I think testing this out to 700 yards will be pretty good. This isn't load work. This is ammo from another gun, and I think it shoots pretty good. It shoots sub MOA, so we're just going to see what it does at distance. And a really cool feature here, as you can see, it's going from 198 to 203, whatever. The turret is actually 1/10 of an MOA accurate, so there's no actually clicks because you can't really get 1/10 of an MOA detents. But if you go play with your ballistic numbers and kind of see, especially up close, how many yards a 1/4 MOA changes in your dope versus a 1/10 MOA, it just kind of really helps with confidence in the precision of your dope. So here we go, 200 yards. Make sure she's actually level. There we go. Okay, so that would have been good. Dial it to 300. .02, and as you can see, 0.8 MOA would be my 5 mile-an-hour wind call. Let's see if we can take a better shot this time. So obviously there, you know, within a half MOA of aim point. So we go to 400. See, we're getting 398 to 401, so 3 yard precision there is pretty good for the dial is too. Turning a little low could be my 0, but that's all right. So now we'll go ahead and go to 500. That pretty much centered it up. And then go to 700. See if we can fix the old sky pot here. Okay, so 700. Basically squared it up, and just like that, you can see again, I mean, you can imagine this being factory ammo since it wasn't really load work for the gun. Had some speed taken on it last range that I was here, and dumped it into my Burris app, uploaded it, and you can see how straightforward but capable that HUD is. Very easy to use, not overly complicated. Man, I didn't even adjust my parallax that whole time, but you still got the side parallax here. Easy to use knob, very capable scope. Really excited for what it'll do and what it offers people kind of out of the box to really simplify life when it comes to long range hunting. Hope you liked that. Again, give us a like and subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions, reach out. find us at longrangetactics.com, find Burris, burrisoptics.com, and hope you enjoyed.